With regard to the drug screen today, he advises me that he will not pass the drug screen. Said he was going to be positive for marijuana and meth.
This is absolutely ridiculous. Now you come in here telling me, I can't go to jail, Judge, because, I'm going to lose my job and I value my job. I mean, how bad of a problem do you have when you know you're being watched? You're coming in to get sentenced for violating your probation, for using meth, and you come in here dirty for meth. That's not my problem. That's your problem.
This case, absolutely wild. We're watching a courtroom moment featuring a man who claims to be a sovereign citizen, someone who believes the law doesn't apply to them. But that's just the surface. Things get a lot more serious when you realize he's not only making this bizarre claim, but he's also facing drug charges while already on probation. Let that settle in for a second. This is someone who was already given a break, a legal lifeline, and still decided to dive headfirst into more trouble. As the hearing plays out, the judge doesn't mince words. He lays it out with a mix of honesty and authority that's honestly kind of refreshing, because sometimes people need to hear the truth, especially when they've had multiple chances and keep blowing them. Probation isn't some automatic right, it's a privilege. It's the justice system saying, we're trusting you, don't screw it up. When someone repeatedly violates that trust, it's hard to argue for more leniency. So here's the real question. Should repeat offenders keep getting lifelines? Or is it time to draw the line and uphold the law firmly? Let me know your take in the comments. And if you're into honest courtroom takes and real legal drama, hit that like button and subscribe. Now, let's dive into the full clip and see how this unfolds.
The matter then, did you have a chance to go over the resentencing recommendations with Mr. Capel?
I did, Your Honor. There's nothing of a factual nature that we need to address in there. I did talk to Mr. Capel about his payments. He's indicated that he was planning on paying with his taxes. I think he has some financial difficulties due to being in and out of work. So I think he's trying to catch up on some back bills and putting the court on the back burner, so to speak. Advised him that's not a good idea. Even paying $5 a week would make an impression on the court. So I think he'll try and do better going forward. With regard to the drug screen today, he advises me that he will not pass the drug screen. And
in what respect are we not going to pass?
Said he was going to be positive for marijuana and meth.
Well, I think that's a real good reason, Mr. Capel, to start looking at why you can't make any probation cost payments. You're spending it all on meth. Anyway, go ahead, Ms. Schaub. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Your Honor, he was honest with me that he would not pass. I discussed with him where he got it, and he apparently said it was a gift. But obviously, given his circumstances, that was not a wise choice. But he does have a full-time job. If he goes to jail for 15 days, I don't know if that job will be available when he gets out of jail. So I don't know what the court wants to do with Mr. Capel. I don't know how. I had notes prior to his pleading to this that he had been testing clean and doing what he was supposed to do, but apparently he's gotten a little bit off track. I'm hoping the court will give him one more break and not put him in jail today.
Thank you. Mr. Capel, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I work at hometown right now. We're reduced to winter hours.
What?
We're reduced hours right now because it's the slow season. So I'm only getting like 32-ish a week. So it's like $500 a paycheck, roughly give or take after taxes. But I should have enough today for, if not half, majority of the court costs that I owe because of 4 seasons. I clocked enough hours, I think. I'm just waiting on the W-2 SE. I worked there for 2 days.
You're not going to believe what this guy told the judge. He actually said someone gave him meth as a birthday gift. Yes, really. This isn't some random tale. It's what he said while already on probation. Instead of owning up to his actions, he tried to argue about paying probation fees, as if cutting a check somehow balances out testing positive for drugs. That courtroom moment was his shot to step up and take responsibility, but he missed it completely. He talked about money, not the fact that he broke the law again. Here's the thing. Paying your dues doesn't cancel out repeated violations, and especially not when you're already on your second or third chance. The judge wasn't having it. You could hear it in her tone. She's had enough of the excuses. And when she brought up his past record, the mood shifted. Hard. Judges don't just deal with one case. They're tasked with protecting the public. And behavior like his isn't just careless, it's dangerous. So what do you think? Is there still a chance he turns things around? Or is this just more of the same old story? Drop your thoughts below. And if you like courtroom stories that pull no punches, make sure to like and subscribe. Now let's keep watching. This case is far from over.
Well, Mr. Capel, anything else you'd like to add?
May should go back to regular hours, so I'll have a lot better time
How long have you been there?
since July.
And what are you working now then?
What's a rotating schedule? So it's 8 to 4 with Wednesday off, and then the Saturday off for my work jam, and then it's 9 to 4 or 9 to 5 with Wednesday off, and then I work that Saturday 8 to 1. That's if I don't get sent home early, because we have a high school kid that comes in about 3:30. I usually let him get a couple hours for the end of the day there.
Well, I have some serious concerns here. This was an underlying felony, Mr. Capel. You had 2 charges of assault with a dangerous weapon, felonious assault, felony firearm, reckless use of a firearm, and it was a very troubling underlying situation. In a dating relationship, argument the day before, pushed her on several occasions. Victim and another victim were present in the apartment. You became upset, retrieved a revolver from your bedroom, brandished the revolver, and demanded everyone leave the apartment. That was pled down by the prosecutor's office. You ended up pleading on a domestic violence, an assault and battery, and a reckless use of a firearm, all in misdemeanor court. That you were placed on probation for in January of 2023. Your bond condition, sir, where you were not supposed to be using marijuana or other types of controlled substances that weren't prescribed to you way back in November of 2022. That was put into place. That continued when you were sentenced in January of 2023. In regard to the matter, then, we've had several blips with your probation, and then most recently, what you're being sentenced for today was on September 20th, you had a positive for methamphetamine. Here we are in January of 2024, and your lawyer's telling me you're still going to be positive. I lowered your payment to $100 a month starting back then in October, and you still haven't made any payments because from what it seems like to me, the money's going out the door. Maybe you've got less hours, but you have not. How do you justify purchasing methamphetamine? You can't. And maybe it was a gift, maybe it wasn't, but now we got September and January on top of everything else going on here. It sounds to me from the behavior that was demonstrated at the underlying charge, you had probably some meth going on that day and an inability to control your anger due to the ingestion of meth. It does not do good things to people. You're lucky you didn't kill somebody that day.
Let's be honest. Should this guy be in jail now? I think so, absolutely. His actions scream that he hasn't learned a thing. And that meth is a birthday gift excuse? That's not a defense. That's a glaring red flag. It shows just how out of touch he is with the reality of his situation. Probation isn't a free ride. It's a structured chance to rebuild, follow the rules, and stay clean. But from the looks of it, he's treating it more like a loophole. Maybe I'm being blunt, but it feels like he's already gotten more chances than most people ever would. So here's a question. Is the judge being too lenient? Or is she simply following the book and holding him accountable? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if these kinds of raw, real courtroom breakdowns are your thing, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps keep this content rolling.
0 days credit. I will hold 10 days in abeyance if you successfully pass a drug screen today at booking. If you don't, you will serve the 15 days commencing immediately. You are still required to attend the Divert Counseling Program. You can continue attending that. So, Mr. Capel, if you can't pass the screen today, you're going to be sitting your 15 days.
And
Can't get a
then
check-in date, so.
No, it's right now.
when you
Right now.
get out of jail, you check in with your probation officer as soon as possible.
Right now, Mr. Capel, you made this bed yourself. Think about it. You got 15 nights to think about it.
Sign, and then he'll take you down to probation.
Yes, he's going to jail either for 5 days or 15, depending on him. So if you test clean, you'll be out in time to go to work on Monday. That key is in your hands. I can't do anything about it. In regard to the matter, that's that. Did you understand your appeal rights then, Mr. Capel?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
There's no doubt about it. This guy's getting those 15 days in jail. And let's face it, he's probably losing his job too. It's a rough position, but the judge's hands were tied. Addiction is a huge issue in America, and it's rarely just about bad choices. It's often about being stuck in a cycle that's brutally hard to break. Judges have to walk a tightrope between being fair and keeping the public safe, and that's no small task. In this case, the man had multiple chances to course correct, and he blew them. And when someone continues to refuse help, especially when they're putting others at risk while under the influence, it's impossible to just look away. That's where accountability comes in. The best way forward in cases like this? A mix of real consequences, treatment, drug testing, and tight monitoring. You can't just punish addiction away, but you also can't pretend it's not a threat. And that birthday meth excuse? That's not just absurd. It's a sign he's completely disconnected from reality. So what do you think? Was the judge too tough, too lenient, or did she strike the right balance? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Your support means a lot and helps us keep telling these stories.